I was a lot of their first, being their first plus size curvy model.
You couldn't let anyone know the things that you were going through, you know, whatever you shared.
The Bible says, but the God of all grace, hallelujah, and after you suffered a while, how many have
choice to write your own story? Would you write it, or would you let someone else have the pen?
log in through the.
Mm, mm, mm.
Well, good morning.
What you doing? Talking about you had to log into something. All right, welcome. Welcome to another segment of early morning coffee. Coffee. With
Coffee.
Martina and her best friend Eve, where we give a voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Chanel. Welcome, little sister. Like always and forever, you know I love you. Thank you for coming in, tuning in. And whoever else is out there that's tuning in, you can say hello. Hey, Tara, my beautiful sister. I love you, girl. You are always and forever. I love you too. Girl,
Hey, Tara, good morning.
yes, I am so happy to see you in here again. Well, of course, I'm at my silly stage this morning. I am, some day I have my serious days and some days I have my silly days. And today is one of my silly days. I am drinking some coffee. And in my coffee, I got some regular creamer and sugar. That's it. Nothing less, nothing more. Hey, BFF, what's going on over there in your neck of the woods?
Well, I am this morning. I'm in a good mood. I guess I'm a tired, happy mood, if you will, because I have been up literally all night. I have not had any sleep.
Ain't do it.
My computer decided to do it. Well, first, before I get into that, I am drinking some coffee. I'm drinking some 8 o'clock coffee.
Coffee?
8 o'clock original.
You drank
With
coffee
some
today?
I'm drinking coffee today. My throat feels better, so I'm drinking some coffee. And I have some equal in it, but I think I should have put some sugar, so I used sweetened creamer.
Yeah.
Because my sugar levels was 72, so I need to, get that sugar level up. I don't need to drop down any lower than that. So, but yeah, so that's what I'm drinking on. That's what I'm drinking on this morning. It tastes awfully sweet to me, to be honest with you.
Hey,
And
Jess, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
huh? Can I hear you?
I guess hear us. Can you hear me, Guess? Huh? I don't think so. I think we're still having issues. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. So I've been up all night and I was having issues. I went to log in and I couldn't. It would not allow me to log in through my desktop application, so I had to log in through the web. That's what I was telling you. I literally had to log in through Google Chrome instead of the desktop app that I have for our studio. So I really think it's something more so on the studio side.
Yeah, I think so too. Because we having issues with our guests, trying to get our guests in, and this is trying to get crazy. I spend too much money on this little thing for this thing to be acting up. So
this is like the second time.
Yes, it's been doing this for the past couple of months now, just wanting to do its own thing, and I don't like it. It's starting to really. And see, for Marvina, she will move on to something different. I will not stay. I will not stay. I will go. Okay. So we're going to try to see
You said you will go.
You know I go. You know it don't take that much for me to just, if things don't work out, I will go. I'm not that one that stick and stay to stuff. Just keep on acting up. So I'm going to reach out to the studio and find out what's going on. But anyway, what's going on? You got something to talk about this morning?
Got a couple of things to talk about. So, we talk about health all the time. I tell people stay diligent in your health, and getting it together. A lot of times we don't see progress or we don't think change is happening. But I'm gonna give you guys my testimony. I'm gonna empty out my bag today. So you guys all know that I have, struggled with diabetes, brought on by lupus, and I went to the doctor and got a great report. I don't have to use insulin at all anymore. I have not had to take an insulin injection in a year and a half. So I don't have to take any insulin. My sugar levels are perfect. They do drop down a little bit because I'm still taking the pill. So over the next couple of months, I'm monitoring, and hopefully I'm looking to be transitioning from the pill. So I know a lot of people say that once you get on the diabetic medicine, you can't get off of it. That's not true. You just have to be diligent in your efforts, change some of your habits. You have to get into a healthier. I'm not going to necessarily say a healthier eating way of eating, just a different way of eating. So a lot of things that you had before, you can't have, or you definitely have to have in moderation. So yeah, so that's my praise report as I take that out of my bag and sit that on.
I love it. Yep. And I'm proud of you. I'm definitely proud of you because it's been a long journey. We've been fighting this thing we call lupus for a minute. And one thing I love about you is you have lupus, lupus don't have you. And you have
That's right.
proven that. I've seen so many woe me's in this disease where people got taken out. I mean, they would not
Yeah,
go find out when they have a symptom, a headache or whatever. They just taking it as a headache. But if it lasted for a long period of time, you need to go get your CAT scan. You need to find out what's going on because
find out.
what happens is it mimics all kinds of diseases. A lot of people don't realize that. I mean, it
Hmm.
mimics it, and when it mimic it, it can get to the point that it can take you out. I've seen people have brain aneurysms and things that really just because they didn't decide to go to the hospital or go check themselves out. Good
Yeah.
morning, cousin.
We,
I love
we
you.
also
I love you more
a
too.
great needing to have a great healthcare team.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
I
did.
miss Dr. Mack. Yeah, I miss Dr. Mack and I miss Dr. Watkins because what they started doing was they started treating whatever the ailment was or
Yeah,
whatever lupus was aping.
yeah.
And that made the world of
That
difference.
makes
Instead of them treating the
sense.
lupus, they started treating the ailment.
Yes,
And it was like a 360 degree turnaround for me.
it
And
went.
so maybe, if I can give a piece of advice to anybody out there that's struggling with lupus, find you a team of doctors who will treat whatever you're ailing with at that moment as
But
opposed to
can't,
lupus.
if you can't find a
Yeah.
team because everybody don't have insurance like that, pay attention to the elements. Pay
Yeah.
attention to. I mean, I know we don't have money. Everybody don't have insurance, but maybe you're gonna have to go to the emergency room. Your health is more important than what you got in your pocket. So they
Yeah.
cannot turn you away. And if they do, find another hospital because
Yeah.
basically what's happening is we're looking at the funding and more than we're paying attention to our health.
Hmm.
And that's not important because let me say this: we'll go out and insure our cars, our dogs, our houses, our this, our that, but we won't insure ourselves because that's a choice in the matter. So I'm just
Right.
being honest. We got to pay attention to the elements. And since we talk about that, I want to give a shout out to my baby, to Marvin.
Big Mar.
He went in his last week, and I mean this week he came home day before yesterday and he's knocking it out the park. Bam!
Yep.
They done took one of the tubes out of him, and he's looking healthy. And I mean, I'm just excited. He's even moving around, and his
And he sounds so
house,
good.
his appetite is up. I said, baby, you don't even look like what you going through, baby. You will fool me. And let me say something. The nurses in the hospital, they on my son, baby. I be like, can y'all come out of there, my baby? I come in there, they all smiling and stuff. I'm like, out of my bedroom, he gonna tell me, I'm married. But I just want to give a shout out to him. He's another one. He might have the cancer, but the cancer doesn't have him. He is showing
That's right.
himself approved. He is trusting in God. Hello, Concept 4203. All glory to God. Amen. Amen. Yup, and you are right. So I am just in awe of his walk. He's given me so much. Let me see. He given me more of understanding of the power of God just through his disease. I
Mm-hmm.
know that God is good. I know that he has the power. But to understand someone who's so in is tapped in and in line and understand his walk, I am all
Yes.
with my baby, and I'm thankful to God for that. Thank God.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yes. And I
Yes.
have to piggyback off that shout out because I'm gonna tell you something. There are days when I want to complain because I got an ache and I stop myself and I say, I will not. I said, my nephew is over there praising God through the storm. And I said, and that's what I'm going to do. So I
Yeah.
started, I continue to praise God even through the pain and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm gaining so much extra inspiration from this young man. I don't think you guys understand.
Well, let's go ahead on and move on to the next part of our segment. We want to thank this young lady. Well, this young lady's been on before. This is her second time for coming on. And when I asked this young lady that she would like to come back on, and she said yes. And I'm grateful to her that she decided to do this, because sometimes just getting it out and releasing some things in a bag, it takes you to the next healing process. And
Mhm.
I know her story. She's talked to us about her story. She has a great story, but when I see her, I see light. And sometimes when you see lights in others just got to see light in themselves. And for us, it's just getting that bag emptied out, moving on. Once you
Yes.
get that bag emptied out, of course you're gonna put more stuff in the bag, but just emptying out that bag. And I'm grateful to this young lady for wanting to make this happen. And after this short little introduction, I'm gonna bring her on. When we are hoping and praying to God that this platform act like it got some sense today. But go ahead on and watch this small introduction, and we will bring her on right after this.
On What's in the Bag, we're digging deeper than the surface. The topic: breaking ground, the journey of becoming. Our special guest, Caige Phoenix, is stepping into the conversation, bringing a powerful story of transformation, identity, and purpose. If you've ever felt like life had to break you before it could build you, this episode is for you. Tune in, engage, and bring what's in your bag. Don't just watch, become.
Good morning. Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Please say you can hear us. Can you hear us?
Hey, good morning.
That beautiful face.
Good morning, beautiful.
Man, I'm so happy that you decided to do this, and
You guys are
you
staying through.
thank you.
Yes.
Well, I'm not gonna go on and talk no more, because we done took up a little more time by talking before you. So I just gotta ask you. I know you got a cup of something. What's in your what you drinking on this morning?
This morning I have my Cafe Bustelo coffee, um, and caramel macchiato creamer.
I was
So that's what's in
Ooh.
here. And huh?
That's the bougie drink.
Fancy, huh?
You know what? I always say that I like to romanticize any moment in my life that I can.
Yeah.
Because when you're
Ooh.
going through like a lot of, especially like when you're going through so much hardship and you you're not getting to experience things that you may want to be able to experience, and you're not being able to indulge in things that you want to indulge. I have learned to, as a part of this process that God has me in, to razzle dazzle any little thing that I can. And so
Love it.
I have like this very clean energy drink that I drink in the morning. And it's from like an all natural company. And I put it in a wine glass.
Yeah.
I put it in a wine glass. I put my ice, a little metal straw in it, and I have that. Sometimes I do my iced coffee in a wine glass. I have my little special iced coffee cups, and one says emotional health coffee. You know what I mean? Like I try to take any moment that I can and make it whatever. You know what I mean?
I
So
love it. Yes,
That's one of
ma'am.
my. I don't want to say so,
I'm gonna put some
but
coffee in a wine glass. Okay. Well, before I get to let me
I'm
stop.
telling you.
Yes,
And I have
ma'am. So before we let me stop.
listen.
You already talked about the.
Sometimes I put wine in it, but in general, but yeah,
See, I
I
don't
try to
drink,
add a little
so
razzle dazzle to
I
any little
don't
thing I
drink,
do.
so I can't really do the wine. But I'm gonna put some. I'm gonna find that drink the macchiato, and I'm gonna put it in a cup that's gonna be cute, so I can start feeling good about myself. Cause
Very cute.
yeah, I know it worked. I know it had to work. So what's in your bag, girl?
Yes.
What's in your bag? Let's just talk about your bag. Come on, let's talk about that bag, baby. Go ahead with it.
What's in my bag? Okay, so first of all, let me thank you, ladies, for having me back on. Um, it's interesting because God has really been dealing with me about releasing. Um, and so when you asked me, like He's been very clear, like you're going through a lot of the same patterns because you're going through them, getting to the other side, and you're not talking about them. And
Mm.
so when you asked me, I was like, "Oh God, you just dealt with me about this." And while you guys were, doing your intro, what you guys do is so important because of for that very reason. There's so many people that are so full, and to allow them a space where they can just come on, and it's not like a scheduled platform or bullet points or any specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like people can just come on and empty and share, really, take out what's in their bag, and whatever they pull out is going to bless somebody. Like you never know what you have in your bag that people can pick up and walk away with. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So,
Ooh, yeah.
this is a very special space for that reason because there's so many people, and I was just giggling over here, Marvina, when you were talking, and I was just like, oh my God, I miss them. And the joy that you guys have, you have in your voice. I was over here just giggling like you know what I'm saying, like just providing an atmosphere like that for people who
Oh, thank
need to
you.
empty their bag, and that kind of welcome and that kind of introduction makes them feel special. Like you guys make it feel like home and create a safe
Oh.
space for. And I'm all about safe spaces, and so a lot of people
Mhm.
can't be transparent if the space isn't safe.
Right.
So
Right.
thank you, ladies, for doing what you do, um, and being committed to process and grow. Very special.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But yes, so I feel like one of the big struggles that I have is often knowing where to share, how to share, because there's so many different segments of my story. And so the enemy to keep me from telling it.
You're going in and out. I don't know if it's our side or your side. Can you hear me? This platform, girl.
We would not get frustrated this
I'm not
morning.
frustrated. I'm just like, here we go again. What is going
I
on?
know. For a couple of weeks, our platform, the platform that or the software that we utilize, apparently has been having some technical issues, and it's affecting us and impacting how our show is being delivered.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate you guys' patience because the story, as Caige empties out her bag, it's a beautiful bag that she's carrying, and a lot of trinkets on the inside that I'm pretty sure you guys will find quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she should go through her phone this time. I don't know. Maybe the phone.
They be in the
Can you hear me? Tell her that we didn't hear anything she said because she's
We didn't hear anything. You went out.
you went totally out. see if we can get her on the phone and maybe she can go through her phone this time.
What do you mean? You want her to connect via
Yeah,
the
try
phone or just call?
call in through, use the phone, instead, see how to work with the phone. Because I know she said she'd be on the computer. She's on the computer, but maybe we could try the phone this time because for some reason,
Okay, let's see here.
let's see here. She's coming back in, but
Let's see.
it's dark. It's not really showing anything. So I apologize, y'all. This is like starting to become an issue, and I'm not
Yeah.
understanding. We normally don't have this much issues, but for some reason, every time I come on, we even test this out beforehand, and for some reason,
And yeah.
okay. And then on Saturday mornings, it starts to echo.
So let me see here. Let me see if we can. Do you want her to call into your phone and?
The devil is a lie. It sure is, Nell.
That's right.
Right.
Let's see here. Let me call.
Here she is. She's coming in again.
She's coming in again. Okay.
I don't see her.
Let's see. Let's see if we can get her to call in. You want her to call your number?
Tell her to try go through her phone and like
Reconnect
go
her
to her
phone.
website. Yeah, go to get the link and go through the phone and see how that
Okay.
will work.
There's a couple of them coming up now.
Yeah, my point.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me call her.
I,
Oh, there she is.
she's
Oh,
in.
she's out again. Hold on.
Yeah, she's not coming in. She's bouncing in and out. Yeah, always get us. And we work too hard for this. Infinity. Are you talking?
Do is so you
Yes,
can come in through phone.
Oh. Hi, y'all.
Yeah. So she's going.
I
So
sent
she's
her a
going to
guest.
call in.
I even sent her a guest one. To ask her to click on the guest one that I just sent and see if that will work. It went to her email and see
Okay.
if
The
she can
guest
go.
link.
Yeah,
Okay.
go to the guest one, and then I'll just bring her on the scene, see how that works.
Okay.
Because we gonna get this. We gonna get this.
Arvina just sent you a link to your email, a guest link. Okay. And so see if that one works. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
So how's everybody week going? Has gone so far. I know we on almost in another week.
I know.
So it
I know mine went good.
Talk to us while we get this together, because y'all gonna hear. Y'all gonna get a hear, I guess. I don't care.
Well, look,
We got.
I'm getting ready to get some much needed rest. What about you guys? I a lot of us have all this time and we don't use it. I'm off next week, then I go to work a week, then I'm off a week. Then I work 2 weeks in December, and I don't. Once I get off right before Christmas, that Monday before Christmas, I don't go back until after the.
So okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me add you to this. Let me add you to the scene. Let's take you off. Hold on. I'm getting ready to do this. Here she go. Here she looks. Yeah. And don't use your backdrop either. Don't use that backdrop.
The week did go by fast. It's like I blinked and it was Thursday, and I still had a lot of work to do. You try to prepare for vacation. Yeah. So it was a lot going on.
All right, let's try this one this way. Let's do it this way. Here we go. Here we go.
There we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
I told y'all I'm gonna make this happen.
That's right. You're like a technology whiz.
But God, he know. You know what to
That's
do.
right.
He's like, to do it this way, and it went this way. And you look beautiful. I can see your beautiful face, and you are not
Yeah.
lagging. All right, now let me ask you one more question, boo. Let's go back to that bag. Let's start emptying that bag. What's back? What?
So let's go back to the
Go back to
beginning.
the bag. Let's empty some more. Get it on out of there for us, baby. What's in the bag?
Oh my gosh, the bag. Listen, my bag is full. Okay. God has had me in this process for quite some time. And I think a lot of times there are not enough conversations around what's actually happening in the process, right? So people um once they go through what they go through, they come back and they say, everything, I'm so grateful to be where I am. Once I made my first million, blah, 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 blah. But nobody's ever talking about like what is actually happening in the process of
Right.
healing, deliverance, transformation, recovering from trauma, what you're going through, the grieving process of coming out of that person that you've become because of that trauma. And people are so focused on the journey of becoming, of healing, and getting that soft life that they forget that they have to like do like this groundwork, like that's literally like excavation to uproot everything that you've become from the trauma,
Yeah.
from the bad things, from the and a lot of people negate the different traumas that are part of life day to day to day to day because they categorize trauma as like a major, like sometimes people don't even think of, of health illnesses and things as trauma. That's trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Financial distress, that's trauma. People categorize like abuse, rape, like things like that. They look at as traumas, like classical traumas, but there's abandonment, rejection, heartbreak, again, financial distress, loss of friendships. I have been experiencing, I'm on the back end of it, but I became a mom as a teenager. I've had children in my family around me since then. I'm 46 now. And in the last year, everybody has left. And like that's traumatic. You know what I mean? Like my whole identity, and I didn't realize it until they were gone, was encompassed around my relationship with my children and my grandson. And now the only one that's with me is my 14-year-old. And so you go from having, 2,000 square feet down to having, 1,500 down to having 1,000. You go from, it took me 6 months to learn how to not cook for 7 people.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Empty my bag, girl.
Like, like
Yes.
going to the grocery store and trying to shop, like I had to learn how to grocery shop different. I had to learn how to cook different. I had to learn how to sit in silence.
Yeah.
My son had behavior disorders and he was traumatized from an abusive marriage. He so it was always a lot of noise and a lot of fighting and a lot of, you know, there's so many things that you can experience day to day that people just don't really think about. And all of those things cause you to become a version of yourself that when you are trying to get to the destination that God has for you, and people are so focused on becoming their best self and the healing process and all of that, that their core, but they don't realize that their core beliefs have even changed. Do you even believe what you're asking God for can happen to you? Because there's a grieving process for what you have never experienced. So if I'm almost 50 years old and I've never experienced safety and security, but I'm trying to get to safety and security, there's a part of me that low key doesn't believe I can have safety and security. And so God is trying to heal and restore the root of that so that you can energetically welcome. And I'm not saying energy like, you know what I mean? But we're energetic beings scientifically. That's how God created us. So it's like, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So if I'm able to confess things, if I'm also confessing believing that this never happened for me and that never happened for me, that stuff gets into your core.
Mm-hmm.
And so it almost feels like it's running from you,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And so I think that people get so caught up in the process of becoming and being this new person that, and this is my journey, you know, God had to show me, like, you keep going through the same cycles. You have positive thoughts. You take in a lot of, like, you take in a lot of positive things. You read, you do motivational, you know, like you're taking it in, but at your core, who the trauma has turned you into in here, your heart is sick. You know what I mean? And so most people aren't healing that,
Mm-hmm.
and they're struggling to get to their breakthrough because they're not becoming, internally, they're not becoming the person they need to be to even hold those blessings that they're praying for. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why you asked me like what topic, and I'm like, I have a hard time just navigating a specific area. And then the only thing that I really prayed about, that's why it took me till the next day, because I was just like, Lord, what do you want me to say? You know? Because I could talk about 750,000 things, and but that becoming process is really an unbecoming process. And people really do have to break ground and actually begin to till the soil of who they become in order to get that freshness to
Yeah.
hold who they're trying to be on the other side of that,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. It makes
Yeah. And so for me, I feel like I've been in this um like you almost, and it may sound insane to say, but this is how I experience it. It almost feels like an internal war. You can actually feel physically the remnants of the battle that's going on within you, especially if you have a foundation in the Lord. The spiritual realm is so real. There's a fight for you in between the light and the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally a fight for you. And if God is, if you know, God has given every single person a purpose, but I believe he's ordained certain people for certain things. And so as you're somebody who he's called to do something specific, if your life is in constant turmoil, constant battle, constant, like, it's not cliche to say the devil doesn't break into, or a thief doesn't break into an empty house. Those two realms are fighting for you
wow.
in a way that I physically feel on the inside, that I started to explain, that felt like torment.
Wow.
It physically felt like torment. Like I like literally, I have days where I'm in tears because I physically feel the battle
Yeah.
that's going on as I'm trying to release who I became,
Right.
release my traumas. Like, trauma to me has like layers of healing, and you can overcome the actual occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
um and because I'm visual, I will explain it like this. So if you have a city block that's like desolate, like it's abandoned, so it's like all these ugly buildings, everything like that, and somebody comes in and they say they want to rent what do you call it,
Renovated.
the, like, yeah, like
Remodel.
they want to bring in like new, they want to redo the
Oh,
whole
new
area,
develop,
right?
redevelop. Mm-hmm.
Redevelopment, yes. So you go in and you've got a developer that buys this block of abandoned buildings, and the buildings are the traumas. You can demo the buildings and overcome that, but then after that, there's what, layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of debris that have to be cleaned up.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a special process to clean it up. You can't just go in and you can't scoop it all up at one time. And so to
That's right.
me, what God has shown me is that the healing, you can get over the actual occurrence, but all of that debris that's left over after you demolished the rape, the abuse, the parent wounds, the not growing up with missing a parent, or being in foster care, or whatever you've experienced, trauma, any type of trauma that you've experienced, you can overcome the occurrence and it not affect you. But the way that it shaped you, you may
Mm.
not even realize
Yeah.
it's I've been in this process for like 7 years, and I'm always like, oh, I'm just, like, I got to a point where I felt like I am a new person. And, you know, God, He did a new thing in me. And then, but that was before I actually surrendered my life to Him.
Wow.
So once I surrendered and submitted my life to Him, it's almost like He went back and started ripping my life apart even more.
Mm.
Because now not only am I believing Him, following Him, showing up in the spaces that He wants me to, now I've surrendered my behavior. Like I have a, you know, the things that grieve His heart grieve mine. So I'm doing my best to live life the way He would want me to, where before I believed in Him, I loved Him, He was my Lord and Savior, but I also do what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Despite the fact that I knew He was had always been kind of calling me. I literally was like Jonah, like, oh no, I'm gonna get in the boat and go the other way because I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Get somebody else to do it. Like I literally was yeah, like I literally was like, no. And
Mhm.
and so when I finally began to surrender, He started ripping my life apart even more. You
Yeah.
know, and now it's not just a loss of a home, a loss of a job, or now I'm learning to depend on Him. It's I have to let go of every part of my mindset, my heart posture, the inner wounds that I didn't even know were there,
Yeah. Wow.
you know? And then you're fighting like that's why I wasn't even shocked that the technology was, you know what I mean, acting stupid because you
Mhm.
know, when you start being obedient about certain things,
Mhm.
you know, the enemy is trying to keep me shut up for so long. You know, he came after my voice as a child, like as a toddler. And so all my life, I've been fighting to understand and believe that I am who God says I am,
Mhm.
and that my story matters, and that what I have to say will help people, or that I even matter. You know what I mean? That's been a process for me. And so
Mhm.
every time I step out and begin to do anything from behind the scenes, y'all know, like I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And I
Mhm.
amplify other people's voices and I celebrate other women. And I've been doing it for years.
Mhm.
And running from the actual assignment that God had for me, because all of that is part of what He's asked me to do. But He's also asked me to be out front, which is not my natural thing. Like I'm an introvert. I really don't want to be in front of a camera. And literally to the point where sometimes, like even now, when I look at myself, the enemy makes me see myself distorted.
Mm.
I have to
Wow.
fight that. And there are a lot of people who experience that. Like there are women around
Mhm.
me, God fearing women serving the, you know what I mean, I am in fellowship with, and they have powerful stories and things to offer the kingdom and help people. But the way they see them, like, and I'm looking at them going, "There's no way you can see yourself like that. There's no way you can think you don't add value. There's
Mhm.
no way." And I'm saying that to them, but when I look in the mirror, you know what I mean? Like, literally, like distorted. Like, and so that's why I say the spiritual realm is so real and it will literally fight for you because there are spirits that are just based on making you see yourself in an
Mhm.
unloving, ugly manner.
Wow.
And
Wow.
when I say that there's so much that God has taken me through in the last few years, um, and just the things that He's teaching me, and I still don't feel like I'm qualified to do any of it.
Mm.
But I'm scared to not be obedient anymore. Like the fear of the Lord, like the trembling of the, you know what I mean? Like it's
Mhm.
like I've done it. If you've lived your life where you've done things your own way for so long, even if you love God and He knows that you love Him, but the same way he called Jonah for a specific purpose. He told him what to do. Jonah was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that." He still orchestrated nature to bring him back.
Mhm.
And then when the whale spit him up, he said, "Go do what I told you to do."
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
was just fortunate that it took 3 days. For some of us, it's taken
That
30 years.
40 years to go around the moon. I know. I just have some few things. My leg is shaking because we have talked so many times. We do. One thing I know, when it's connected by God, I don't care how long the gap is that we talk again, we're still connected.
Yes.
And I know with trauma, whatever is pressed, possess. It keep persisting on. It goes on and on. You think you said some profound things, like you pressed all of this stuff and you thinking that you got over it, but in actuality, it's still progressing because you never faced it. When you face
Hmm.
your traumas, you face your fears, you find out and you name it. Because I've learned that a lot of my trauma, I had to put a name on it. And I
Mhm.
had to introvert it together with my good and my bad, because a lot of times I'm thinking, I'm not this person, I'm not this person, I'm not going to do this. But in the shadows, that's who I am. And that's why it bothers me so much when I see others doing
Mm.
it. And one thing, when I see myself distorted like you do, because it's not even a fact of just seeing distorted as far as what I'm seeing in the mirror. I see the distortion inside of me.
Yeah.
If I knew I had
And
it
it
all,
looks physical, doesn't it?
yes. If I knew I
Hmm.
had it all, I don't have a reason to trust in God. I have to trust. See, if we walk, when I was younger, I always said I can't read, I can't do this. But if I was one of those big-headed people who always thought I had it going on, I wouldn't be right where I'm at right today, because God uses that. And I
Absolutely.
had heard you say something that really kind of struck my soul, because this is the way I see myself in a lot of ways. But I realized I have to have boundaries. Not boundaries with the people, but boundaries with myself.
Myself.
That's right.
I find that if I give myself boundaries, okay, because with the work that we do, only way that we're going to get it done if we walk it out. We got to literally do it. It only persists, and it's only going to go if we keep going and doing it. Even when we don't want to do it, we got to find little small things.
Yeah.
See, for you, Caige, I've seen that in you. You work on little things, and it's not about becoming, because you want to do greater things. Long as you're doing little things to get there, and you've been doing that. And I'm seeing that.
Hmm.
So, like right now, I know you got a lot going on. I know you have your business on the outside. So, and you said this too, you always in the background looking and helping out. So, do you feel that the background is your safety, or is it that it's trying to get you prepared to become that person on the front line, which you can do? So, what making you feel that because you doing everything is in the background, that you don't realize that what you're doing is on the front line? Does that make sense? I hope that do.
It does. I believe that, firstly, I have a heart to serve. So I have a heart to build other people. Um, and I know that God has given me that gift and that desire. However, I have used that as a reason to stay in the background, knowing that my entire life, because I'm visual. So God always gave me visual visions, dreams, like glimpses. And I mean, like, I see things so real. Um, Almost like I'm watching it in a imaginary screen. Like I have since I was
Mm.
young. But because of all of the things that I have been through, my core belief, even though I could see it and even though I could desire more, didn't believe what God was saying about me. And because I continued to go through so much, and still, like, even still, like, I believe God more now. And it's hard because I'm not seeing my life turn the way that, even in some of the smallest ways that I feel like they should turn. But I believe that saying that I'm learning to trust him more,
Hmm.
because it's not like I had some breakthrough and now I'm like, Lord, I'm so, I just trust in the Lord with all my heart, because I've seen him give me this breakthrough. I haven't seen breakthrough. I've seen breakthrough within, but
Hmm.
my life has not manifested the breakthrough. Yes, there are prayers that I'm walking and living in now, but there's still so much turmoil and struggle. But I believe that I prolonged the process because of that inner work, that I had
Hmm.
done a lot of it, but that core belief, who I had become, God has had to strip those things away so that I could actually walk out what was on the other side of being in that background. I know that God has called me to use my voice. I know that there's just no way that he takes a person through even a portion of what some of us have gone through for it to just be contained. Um
Can I say
and
something to you? And this was the Holy Spirit's put. You're everyone needs. Okay, so if you're talking about this, remember you said something about the buildings, and you have to remember you're the one that's putting it in motion. So it's no way you can be in the background. You need
Hmm.
people to do what needs to get done. So God places these people just because you're the visionary and you're the one that's visionary and making it happen in what you call the background is not true. I don't see you as being in the background. I believe that you're the one that God is sanctioned to do it and
Hmm.
giving people the ability to do it for you. You're not, and when you start seeing those boundaries that you are on the front line, because these things ain't going to just happen by itself. He needs you to work it out. He don't always God speak things into existence. He can think things into existence, and he can, and that's what you do. You have
Yeah.
to see your characteristics and who you are, not by because you're doing the work physically yourself. And see, that's why I'm at with what's in the bag. I don't come on here and trying to tell everybody what to do, and it's all about me and what I feel. I'm the one who created a platform. God has given me the grace to create a platform to allow other people to empty their bags. And He created you to be the visionary, the one that
Hmm.
sees the things to happen and make it happen. So you always are on the front line every
Yeah.
turn. Maybe
Yeah.
not standing there and telling, but you're the front line person. You
That's
see what
right.
I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at? You are. I see so much great in you, girl. And I mean, sister, I mean, we're looking at things
Yeah.
in one light, but I see you in another. You are a great woman. I'm sorry, Vaughn. Go ahead.
No, you can. We've known you for a while now, and we've seen the things that you've put together. We've seen the manifestation of God through you. Your
Mhm.
transformation symposium that you had, your Influence Her magazine, and things that nature. And sometimes I just feel that you know when God is moving in us, and I know that you saying about staying in the back. But God is asking, to yield, to surrender, surrender control to Him, your plans, your timing, your will, and allow Him to lead. And that's going to put you in the forefront. That's going to keep you in the forefront. And when you do that, you're basically telling God, "I trust you more than I trust myself."
Mm.
It's not weakness. I promise you, it's not weakness. It's wisdom. Yielding doesn't mean you stop moving. It means you stop resisting. And we've all been there. I know that I have because I was a runner. I was a runner, Cage, just like you. When God tell me to do something, I go in the opposite direction. I would not do it. I would get so I'm not gonna do it. Sometimes to the point where I got physically sick because I would not do what God was telling me to do.
Me
Mm.
too.
I didn't want to. I wanted to keep marching to the beat of my own drum, and like you, very introverted and everything. And I'm not going to say I can't believe where he has me at today, to where I'm not fearful of speaking to people. I go out and I speak to everybody. I love what I'm doing. I'm very passionate about what I do, and that is because I yielded. I had to just give total surrender to God. I saw, you and I we spoke about this Thursday. The amazing job that you're doing with your daughter behind the scenes, how you took control, you yielded to God on that, and you said, "Okay, Lord, whatever you want me to do and how you want me to do it is how I'm going." And look at God, look
You
at
already
God.
becoming. You already became.
Woo!
You are becoming
Yes,
just by you doing what you're doing right now. I mean,
yes,
I'm encouraging you because I understand trauma is going to be there. It's not going to be a thing where you're going to get rid of. It's not going. Everything that happened, it happened. But
Mhm.
you're you got to set boundaries to yourself to start seeing where those traumas is building you instead of bringing you down. It's not breaking you at all. You
Yeah,
are
yeah,
those things are making you. And I want to bring some of the comments up because I feel that this is a great time to do that. It's like a vibration on how we vibrate on different levels based on how we feel from the low to the high. I love that.
hmm hmm
Yes, I love you. I feel the same way. I feel that sometimes we get so stuck in our lows and we can't figure out what the highs is, but we're on high. And let's see,
yeah.
I'm gonna say it. Zach, I love this what he said. I wake up most mornings seeing my bed covers moved and distrayed from
In
battling
disarray.
night.
Yeah.
Disarray from the battles of the night. I bet you do kick them off, turn them around, upside down, trying to figure it out. In nighttime, just
Yeah.
because we sleeping do not mean that everything stops.
Woo.
Our mind's still going in the middle of
It
the
is.
night. I know it is. Mhm.
hmm
Mhm.
hmm
Uh huh.
I love you too has one. I think this one, I love this one too. She said imposter syndrome, the persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own efforts or skills. And let me say this, people.
Mm.
This is the young lady
Mm.
that is the owner, operator, CEO of Influence Her magazine. That is the magazine that Marvina and I were in that you guys congratulated us on and
Yes.
everything. This is the
It's
powerhouse
great.
behind Influence Her. Let me tell you, and she's also an author.
And Arthur. And
And
what
see,
she need to be
the
doing
thing
is
is, I
free.
feel like I just I just do things. You know what I mean? Like I feel like God has placed so much in me to share that um can positively, you know what I mean? Like when I think of, I have such a pain point for um people who are hurting from these types of traumatic experiences but haven't gotten to a place where they can overcome them so that they can even begin the next step of the
Mm-hmm.
process. And so I just create things, and I always say that my creativity is a form of worship to the Lord, which is why I have a hard time monetizing things, because I just do them. Like I literally just do them. And I heard something very great last night. Our I belong to a church that the pastors came here from LA 2 years ago and planted this church. And so our lead pastor from our church in LA, him and his wife are here for our anniversary, which is tomorrow. Um, and so we kind of have like a team night. And he was talking about fruitfulness. And a lot of times, and it made me think of all the times that I've cried because I'm like, Lord, I don't feel like I'm fruitful. You want me to be fruitful, and I don't feel like I'm fruitful because there was a part of me that was equating that to finances,
Mm.
and not like, oh, rolling in the dough finances, like just being able to not have an eviction notice finances. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
just to be able to
I
Trust me, I
totally
not be
know.
stressed about your car payment finances, stuff like that. I'm talking about basic living
yes.
because that has been a struggle for me. And so there was a part of me that was always very angry because I'm not angry, but not able to understand. You've given me so many gifts and I use them. Like I'm not somebody that's lazy. I'm
Mm.
not like I use them and I pour out, and I never see what I thought was the fruit of that to even just be able to sustain myself as a single mom. Like I said, I've raised 4 kids. My daughter got pregnant at 16, so I helped raise my grandson until she got to a certain place where she could comfortably be on her own of her choosing. She chose to move out and stuff like that. She didn't have to, but you know what I mean? I'm very grateful. My girls are very independent. And I would be like, why isn't anything translating? Why, with all of my skills, am I not, all of my experience, am I not able to find a decent job that will allow me to at least live and give me some insurance? You know what I mean? Because that's stuff I'm just used to not having. And last night he said, he was talking about fruitfulness, but it being just it's fruits of the spirit. It's not fruitfulness as in stuff.
Yeah.
And while
Yeah.
I'm aware that that's what that the scriptures were saying, that I was not equating those things. And so I know that for many years I have poured into women and just been somebody that had a heart to be there, to be a support, to be a resource, to be an encourager, to be anything that I felt like God was leading me to be for them at the time.
Mhm.
And he said, it's like he literally said to me, "You are fruitful. You are
Mhm.
fruitful." You know what I mean? Like you keep, and he brought that up to me, like I was sitting there listening, and it just it was so, it was like a light just went off. And while yes, we live in the world that requires finances and stuff like that, like it just reminded me of how important it is that I have to continue pressing to have this shift of
Mhm.
the unbecoming as a
Mm.
part of the becoming. You know what I mean? Like being able to release what no longer carries my calling, and being able to surrender identities and patterns and parts of survival mode that I felt were necessary um, for old seasons, but those things are suffocating who I am trying to become. So the
Wow.
longer that we hold on to that unbecoming of those things, it's stifling our ability to move forward. And you know, I like every, even when I post, like even I post in my groups and stuff like that, I'm a lot of times I'm encouraging myself with what I'm
Mhm.
saying, or sharing something that God is walking me through. He's
Mm.
literally, like this past week on my Caige Phoenix page, I did a 5-day series on becoming. And I taught each day I posted about something different. And then this morning I had a post that kind of wrapped it up. But that's why today, like this topic was appropriate, because that's the thing that God is trying to walk me through right now. Like,
Mhm.
yes, you submitted to the process of becoming, but you were not submitting to the process of unbecoming. I'm trying to shift your mindset and your core beliefs from a worldly system and who you became through the things that happened to you through the world, to my kingdom system. And that has a different sound, it has a different focus, it has a different
Mhm.
process, it has a, you're not shaken by what's going on around you regardless of what you see. And so it's like this week allowed me to understand, like over the summer the Lord called me to quit my job. and
Mhm.
and I wasn't even making enough to live, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
he told me, and I never in my own strength would I have been like, oh, this is a good idea. You know what I mean? Like I
Mhm.
would have never thought homeschool was a good idea. The only thing I could say was, Lord, thank you for not calling me when them other three were little, because I would have absolutely said no. You know what I mean? Like, because my kids are 20, 28, 25, and 23, and then my baby is 14. So,
Mhm.
like, and so homeschool now is like the easiest part of my life. Like, you know, but if he had called me when them other three was,
Yeah,
when
you're like, what?
when
Can
them
I ask you a
ninjas were
question?
little, it would have been a no, a hard no. But
I
he,
know,
you
but
know,
can I ask you,
but
Kay?
he kept planting that in me earlier this year. I kept hearing the homeschool, and I was like,
Homeschool. I got one question to ask you. I don't mean to cut you off because this has been in my spirit. So you say all the time that you do this for other people. You do this to help women. You do this to do for others. But you ever thought about how we learn to abandon ourselves and do this for ourselves? Like, for instance, we normally be kind to others, but we harsh to ourselves. So we abandon ourselves. We see us doing everything for everyone. And then when it comes to us and
Absolutely.
ourselves, we find that we cannot do, and we don't know how to be gentle to ourselves. And sometimes I have to come and say, what would I say to my best friend? Am I my best friend? Am
Mhm.
I, what can I, if my friend was going through this, what would I
What
say
I
to my
say.
best friend?
Yeah.
So I'm out here helping everyone else, but I'm abandoning myself.
Yeah. I definitely am the queen of that.
So,
Yeah.
this,
Me too.
I'm the queen of
I'm
that.
learning. That's called boundaries. That's
Yeah.
learning to see me and why it's so easy. And you got to go back to trauma. You go back to childhood. It's easy, even
Mhm.
church or wherever you've learned this from, school. You should take care of everybody else and abandon yourself. Just do it for everybody
Mhm.
and not
Yeah.
feel the torment that we're doing to ourselves.
And it is torment.
It is.
I absolutely hear you. It is torment. I know for me, the majority of my life, I have not been able to rely on people, even as
Mhm.
a child. I couldn't rely on, you know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
I don't feel like I wear those wounds or make those excuses, but I do believe that that was a big part of what shaped me to feel like I have to earn, or I'm fighting to show, um or why when I was younger, why I chose a lot of friendships and relationships that I chose and
Yes.
put up with things that
Mhm.
I put up with. And
Yes.
so in the last 5 years, God started to heal me of that. And I was able to let go of people that have been in my life since I was in elementary school or middle school, or relate friendship that I've had for the last 10, 15 years,
Mhm.
or dealing with certain things. Like my dating life is, you know what I mean? Like, it's very, I laugh and be like, oh, it's very raggedy. The dating pool has pee and COVID in it. But
I love it.
it has used needles and everything is in this pool. Um, but what God has allowed me to recover from in that space won't allow me to tolerate certain things.
Bam.
You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like I'm just,
Yes.
but when I was younger, which is how I ended up in an abusive marriage, how I ended up being a single, like I never thought I would have married somebody, had kids, and then they would have still decided when we divorced to not take care of them. Like, how does that happen? You know what I mean? So, but it's in the type of partners that I chose. And in the last maybe five years or so, and God had to like purge me of all of those things where I'm not going to perform to force
Mhm.
somebody to love me or fix. I'm not a rehabilitation center. And that doesn't mean that
Mhm.
I'm not willing to partner with a person while we walk through certain things together. But what God had to teach me was there's a difference between behavior and character. So I want to date a person of a certain character. He can have
Yes.
some behaviors and habits that I don't really care for, and that he may not care for me. But part of the growth process is that behaviors
Love it.
evolve. They drop off, you know what I mean? But you got
Mhm.
to be with the person that chooses to be willing to walk through those things with you. And most of the time people haven't done the work, enough work, because it's a constant process. But in the dating process, it's like people haven't done enough work to even believe that they deserve a partner that's willing to walk through them,
Right.
walk
Mhm.
with them through that. And like my last actual serious relationship, that ended up being the breaking point, was
Right.
that He didn't even believe, and he was a wonderful human. He still, and this we broke up 3 years ago. He still won't go nowhere. You know, he still won't go. You know what I mean? A
Right.
wonderful human, a wonderful man, great dad, hard worker, business, or but that part of him that doesn't believe that somebody would actually want him
Wow.
while walking through that.
Yeah.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because he's been divorced twice. I've been divorced twice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't who I needed to be to choose the right partner. Now I've done the work and in continuing to so
Yeah.
that I don't do that again. So I had to learn like this man's character to me was intact. Like
Right.
everything and I'm like, what do you mean you don't like
Yeah.
I
That's
was
the thing.
stunned, but I believe that, so that's what happens and people don't believe that they even deserve. And so they miss out, but then they don't want to let go. That's why I say he won't even go nowhere. It's been 3 years, and every few months he's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "No,
Hello.
no. Has this changed?
She's
Have
like,
you?
no.
No. You know what I mean?"
Wait,
But the Lord
Shay.
told me to give him up earlier this year because
Right.
I stayed kind of friends with him. And that was hard, but I believe that there was a part of him that didn't believe somebody could love him without an exchange.
Yeah.
And so
Oh
when we
wow.
were when we were together, he showed me what I felt like was the Corinthians 13 kind of love
Mm.
while we were together. And I know that the man loved me, but when we broke up, and that was a horrible break, like not bad breakup, but emotionally, like heart wise. But on the other side of that, because I stayed in the same character towards him, the same heart posture, I think I showed him that same love after the fact.
Mm.
And now we're not in a relationship exchanging and sleeping together and doing these things, and I'm doing for you and you're doing for me. And that taught him somebody can actually love me without me doing for them
Right.
day in and day
Mm-hmm.
out just
Right.
because they love me.
Yeah.
And so, like I'm quick to be one of those like, God, if somebody's not supposed to be in my life, take them out. And he come through like a Rico sweep and get
Yes.
everybody gone. Everybody gone. I've been praying this about this man for
Everybody.
3 years, and this man won't go any.
And does that feel lonely sometimes when you start like kind of eliminating the people? Don't it gives you a lonely feeling for just well, for me it did. I felt lonely for
No, it does. It's hard, but I
yeah,
know that the Lord told me separate from him, and I'm desiring a certain kind of man, and it doesn't mean he can't become that.
right.
But if that's what the Lord is doing, He
Mm-hmm.
wanted me out of the process.
Mm.
And I had to, when I say I had to give up, like in the last several years, the Lord
Mm.
took my relationship and I saw it come. I knew it was coming because I was laying in his bed one morning and the Lord said so loud and clear, it was like, he was like, "Hey," and he was like, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Because what just happened was, but it was so loud. He said, "Who he is right now it doesn't fit the purpose on your
Mm.
life." And I said it was so loud. I sat up and I knew. I said, "The Lord about to take him from me.
Mm.
This about to be like I knew it. I knew it because
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced God enough, even in my rebellion, to know that this was about to be over, and the process that he was trying to start by pulling me to him, we was about to go heavy in it. And so I didn't know how heavy, but so I got up, I got myself together, and I went home. And maybe about 4 weeks later, we were sitting at brunch, and I said, now nothing had changed. He wasn't treating me any different, but I felt something off. So I said to him,
Mm-hmm.
"Is there anything that's going on with you that you might want to talk about?" And this man erupted in all of these things and these thought processes, and all of it had to do with stuff with him. It had nothing to do with me. And I was just like,
God had to remove you so that He could work on him.
and like we had literally he had literally been like, hey, I was thinking like, next year my lease is up, and what if, if we were in the same house, are you comfortable? Like I will pay this, like, is that something that you've thought? Like I literally thought, oh, we finna get, you know what I mean? And I'm not even somebody that likes to live with a man, but I believe I was going through so much at the time. I loved him so much, I probably would have been like, okay. I've lived with my husbands. That's it. For real. You know what I mean? And I tried it one time with somebody else, and 2 weeks after he moved in, the Lord was like, I told you. And then it took me 6 months to get the man out my house.
Wow.
Lord.
I ended up sleeping on the couch in my home that he moved into.
Wow.
Because but see, I was in rebellion. I kept trying to do stuff, and God was just like, you raggedy, you still don't get it.
Done.
And so I knew. So when we broke up, but I knew. I said, the Lord, when He said that to me, I was like, man, this is gonna go down. And 2 months later, no, 3 months later. Let's see, that was December. February, I got baptized. 2 weeks later, I lost my home. I lost my car. I lost my business folded.
Wow.
I had to move in with my daughters. My two older daughters had a place together. That's how I ended up working at Michael Kors.
I'm glad you
I had a
did.
part-time job making $15 an hour. But look, you know what I mean? Like God gave me some of the most beautiful friendships out of being in that store. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and Marvina, like when I saw your story and I screamed because you had your little backpack in your hand.
My shoes.
When you got your award, and you were like, and you had your, I was like,
that was one of the best birthdays ever.
I know it had to be, but my journey, like that's that's where it started. It started with a breakup. He separated me from probably somebody I would have been turning into an idol, because nobody had ever loved me like that. No man had ever shown up. We never fought. I never had to ask this man for nothing. He did, like, I literally couldn't believe the Lord took that from me. I was really mad at him. I was like, finally somebody who's protected and providing and all of the stuff is coming together, and you say no. Like what? And so, but literally that's what happened. And I went through this process of where like the Lord literally shifted everything from me. And I was just in this space of completely having to lean on Him. And then I work at Michael Kors. I was there a year and a half. I took a manager position that I knew I shouldn't have taken.
Wow.
And I moved into, so it wasn't in my own place. When my daughters left Georgia, I couldn't afford to get my own place. And my friend, that I made at Michael Kors, who was also a manager, I had known her 6 months. She said, you and Kamora are going to move in with me.
Wow.
We have an extra room and an extra bathroom. I don't want you to worry about anything. You just kind of get a breather and figure out what's next. I had lived on my own since I was 18 years old, except when I left my ex-husband with that abusive marriage. A year and a half I lived with my mom. Other than that, I have never been without a home, without a car. Ever. But God placed me in a place where this woman, He moved her heart to say, I didn't have to pay. They wouldn't even let me, they would go to the store and buy stuff that Komora liked to eat, the snack. Like they didn't even want nothing. You know what I mean? Like it was, I have never in my life, and I believe that and at the same time, God brought me into this church, where He was restructuring my idea of community and restructuring my idea of people showing up for me instead of me like I would cry because I didn't have anything to offer. Like I still cry. I told my friend from church last week, I was like, I just feel like I don't have anything to offer anybody right now. And she was like, just receive.
Right. Wow.
You know what I mean? Because I have been the one all of my life letting people stay at my house, letting people drive my cars, pouring, giving to my detriment, because I just wanted to help. But I had never had that in return for real. And so God, in that process of losing everything and everything being stripped, He started to surround me with community. Like even when it was Kamora's birthday, You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And you sold into to her birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
He took care of you. All that you
he
poured
took
in,
care of me.
he
And so
took
I got to
care
this
of you.
point that I started to was panicking. God was taking care of me even when I moved in this apartment. The girl I was staying with, the Lord told me come over here and apply for the place. I was like, I don't have money for the application. I got the $35 and I got here. And this might help somebody. I know, like I don't know why I'm sharing all this, but this might help somebody. So I got the $35. I came over here and then the girl was like, oh, I'm gonna waive it. And
All right now.
I was like, okay. So she waived the application. The process was so long. Um, but it was a brand new complex. Um, and I got approved. I had no clue how I was going to get the money to move because still I'm working a part-time job.
Taking care of
But
you.
I was just like, okay, God, you told me to go over here. I'm gonna go over here.
Right.
And so I got approved. So I tell my friend that I'm staying with, I'm like, we got approved. Da, 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 da. And she was like, oh my God, yay. And then like maybe 3 or 4 days later, she was like, have they given you your moving date? And I was like, oh, they said by the end of the week, whatever, they'll set me an appointment to come finish paperwork. And she texted me a couple days after that and she was like, how much is the deposit? And I said, um, I was like, oh, is this? And she was like, no, I went back and forth with her at first because I was like, what I don't know why she asked me this, you know? And she was like, just tell me how much the deposit is or how much do you need to move? I told her and she was like, okay, my dad is gonna pay it.
Wow.
I met
Blessings on
that man. I met
blessings.
the man one time when he came from Chicago for his grandson's birthday.
Wow.
But God put it on his heart. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
told you know what I mean? And then when I signed my lease, they bought me. I had nothing when I moved in here. I had lost my storage. I had lost everything. I had worked so hard to build and my home that I had, my big home that I had. I literally I had nothing when I moved in here, but bins of clothes. And the Lord filled this apartment. I when I say in such a supernatural way, and that's why when he started to say when he said homeschool and leave the job, I was like, I'm gonna have to do it because I knew that he was calling me to ministry. I knew that he was
Yes,
calling me back to entrepreneurship.
yes.
Hmm.
I knew that and I knew that I wasn't supposed to take that position because I knew the type of schedule it was going to give. I knew that it was not going to be good for my daughter. I knew that, but I was so scared and I was needing some help. And I remember saying to my mom, and she basically was like, well, if you're taking this position, I'll help you, and I'm not saying that to like throw my mom under the bus because I love my mom very dearly, but I let other things because I had prayed and I said, God, if this is your will for me to take this position, you'll align this, this, and this.
He did
And
Hmm.
though.
none
He
of it
did.
aligned.
Those people, the people. If you wouldn't have took the position, you wouldn't have met me. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't have got the lady to help you. You wouldn't have been in the apartment. See, we looking at it as way our lives structured. But if you didn't take that position, we wouldn't be on this platform right now. So you may think that it wasn't, but it was. And now look where we at right now. We got to go because it is already 10:19 and everybody we are over our time. And the reason why
I
we
know.
were over the time was because
This is good.
situation that happened earlier. This is great. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
you back on here. We're gonna have lunch. We need to have some lunch. We got to talk after this. Because now I know that it's some things that you said that I need to be talking to you more about. We got to get going. But I love you.
I love you,
You know
ladies.
why?
Love you too, beautiful.
God put you in our lives for that reason, for us to love on each
Yeah.
other as sisters, as
Yeah.
Christ sisters, and you always been there. I watch you on Facebook. You don't be knowing I'm in the background. I'm always in the background. I'm the background person. I'm just as background as you, but I know there's a reason for our background. There's a reason for it. It's a reason for all of us to be where we are in today. And until we see that light, until we see ourselves, see what we are our values, we're gonna keep on pushing ourselves down as we lower ourselves to believing that we're not at the standards that we supposed to be. Where we supposed to be?
Right.
We're
You
right
are
where we're supposed to be in
we're
this moment
right
in
where
time.
we're supposed to be, and we ought to be good with it. Because in a minute, when he puts you out there on the forefront, you ain't gonna want to do that either.
It's so hard. That's why I said yes to you. That's
Okay,
why,
you don't
remember,
want
and
to
what
hit
I
the
said at
background, you
first,
don't
I
want to go to the
hesitated,
front line.
and then I said, you know what? Let me stop right there, because the Lord convicted me. Because I was about to be like, no, I don't like, my hair is not done. Like, I was about to do all of the things. Like, I don't know. I'm not good at linear focus right now. So, like, I don't know how to stay on one topic. We're going to talk about 15 different things. But I believe that God uses every one of them to help
That's right.
somebody, whatever the topic was that came out my mouth. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
Like,
You did it. Go
but
ahead,
I did.
Yvonne.
The Lord convicted me, like,
You doing it. You gonna keep doing it. We gonna do it. We gonna do it
Mm-hmm.
together. We get ready to do some more things together. So,
Yeah.
I'm looking to keep on this, and for this time. There's a time for everything. Even when we gap ourselves, there's always a time for everything. I can't wait till you have another one of these women, so we can
Symposiums.
do that and
Yeah.
these events and stuff. We're actually getting some more people to help us where we could come in and start filming all of these things while we're there. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to working with each other. What's in the bag is part of you too. So let's go ahead
Mm-hmm.
on and get this going. Yvonne, what you got to say before we leave?
I just want to thank you again for coming back on the show. You and I, we get a chance to talk every now and again, and it's always good conversation. So I was excited when Marvina said she had reached out to you to see if you wanted to come back on the show, and you
Yeah,
did not disappoint. You did not
never,
disappoint.
never.
So yeah,
thank you,
and,
ladies,
and
so
and when you
much.
get a chance, go back and look at some of these comments, because there was a comment that I do want to pull up really quickly that Zach said. Um,
When she's talking about
and
this, yes, man. Okay, go ahead.
he said, I totally understand what she's feeling. She's speaking to me. It's not that she doesn't understand where she's at, what she does, who she is. Those like us have a serious reservation because we know what we must endure with our calling. Are we worthy? The natural things we went through over the years set a standard against our spiritual breakthrough. God bought
Jesus
us
of
and
Nazareth.
taking us through.
That right.
That's
I
my
know you
Listen,
need
sister
to
right
hear
there.
that one.
Yes, yes, yes,
listen. I
yes,
ran because I knew. I said, I
yes,
have already suffered enough of what I've gone through, Lord. I know what kind of suffering comes with
yes,
carrying this cross, and I just don't want to do it. Like, I
yes.
don't. I wouldn't even date somebody that was in ministry. Like, if I met a minister or music, like, get away from. I am not a pastor's wife. You're gonna have to get away from me. I sin
Walk
a
that
lot.
story,
You don't
girl.
want me. Like, that's in my mind, because I just was like, I don't want to do it, because I knew, and I'm not a half in half, like, you know what I mean? I didn't, when I really said yes, I wanted to be ready to completely lay everything at the feet of Jesus. And I didn't
Mhm.
even know if I could do that. I would have liked to, but and I'm doing it as best I can. It's a surrender every single day. I have to pick up my cross every single day. And when I mess up, I have to come back and say, okay, God, I give it to you. But that's exactly it, Zach. I don't.
All
You and
right,
me.
everybody go to the page. I
I
love
know
you,
you need to
girl.
hear that. Okay, how can somebody reach out to you? Because like I said, guys, she owns a magazine. She's an author. How can they reach out to you?
You got to tap it in, Yvonne.
Okay.
I'm sorry, because I didn't even. That's what I mean. My linear focus is because I forgot to send it.
Yes. Yeah, you
So you can connect with me. So right now I'm kind of in the process of allowing God to rebrand the way that I'm kind of doing some things. So I'm doing several different things. I do have influenced her. And that's INFLUENCHER. So if you pull that up on Instagram or Facebook, you'll be able to connect with that. I have Caige Phoenix Ministries, which is something that God had given me some years ago, but I had never really kind of operated it again because I was being Jonah. And I always kind of masked things with women's empowerment. So I was like, I'll do women's empowerment, but ministry, you can have that. Um, that's Caige Phoenix Ministries. But if you go to, so I'm kind of getting ready to kind of take down, like I took down my TikTok. I'm getting ready to kind of redo my Instagram. But if you go to Instagram, which is Caige Phoenix, and go to the link in my bio, you can connect with different things. I have digital products, I do graphics, I do marketing, I help with brand strategies, I produce photo shoot. Like there's so much that I do creatively. And that was the business that I had that the Lord took, but he's slowly taking me back, but allowing me to do things with him.
She left. Where you go?
So
There you
I'm
go.
sorry. Oh no.
You good? Go
And
ahead.
look, guys, I apologize for any typos. I'm over here struggling to see. So I don't know why everything is so tiny over here on this side, but
Yes, you got it. You got it. You got it.
okay, I didn't
All
want to
right,
click
girl.
on something and mess something up.
Yes, you got it. You got it. You can you hear us? Can you hear us?
I don't
No,
think she can.
you can't hear us. Well, we're gonna let her go ahead off because see, we're gonna be here all day. All right, let's go ahead on. Look, she came back on. Wait, hold on. Let's
And I can't even see anybody at the bottom in the green
I'm
room.
sorry. I had my phone on do not disturb, but my daughter is like FaceTiming me like, mom. um but yeah, so if you go there, like I have digital products. I can create almost anything. I am praying that I can take on some new clients because now I am home full time, focusing on ministry, focusing on trying to finish my book, my first solo book, not a co-author project. Working on the magazine, trying to get Caige Phoenix Ministries is actually tailored to um help single moms, women coming out of domestic violence that have experienced any type of abuse,
Mm.
sexual abuse, and sex trafficking. And so we are trying to get a nonprofit started. I work with women almost every single day. I hear from them, women who have left domestic violence. They're in hotels with their kids, they're in their cars. They need food, they need money for a hotel, they need, and God has given me a vision for a program that can help them through this process, but I need to get a 501c3 in order to try to get funding. And God even connected me with a grant person from Walmart the day my last day in Michael Kors. So I didn't realize that's what she did, but she was somebody that came in and shop with me every month. And so
Wow.
she was like, as soon as you get that filing, call me. She gave me her number. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. Like I'm looking to partner with people who want to make a difference. I don't have the finances, but I have done all of the legwork, all of the paperwork. I've laid all of the groundwork out. I have written up the programs. I have prepared everything. And the Holy Spirit led me to, because I believe He's going to allow me to connect with people that want to make a difference, but they don't know what to do. They may not have the vision for the program, but they want to help. I have a woman who's in a hotel now in Dublin, Georgia. She has 6 kids. She was a homeschool mom. She was a stay-at-home
Wow.
mom. She left him. I met her maybe like 2.5 months ago, and God has been showing up day by day, like daily bread. And so I just think try to encourage her every day. If I have something, I send it to her. I reach out and try to get people to help. The Lord is showing up little by little, day by day. She has no car. He wouldn't let her take the car. So this is somebody who I really, if anybody can contribute to, right now, we're trying to get her to a different area where there's more resources. We're trying to get her from Dublin up to the Atlanta area. And so in order to do that, we need to be able to get a rental, like a passenger van or something like that, so we can get her, the kids, and the belongings. And then have something to help with the host, like a extended stay or something for the first couple of weeks. She does have a little bit of income because her 4 older kids, her ex-husband passed away, so they get like survivor benefits, so she has a little bit. We're looking for a remote job for her. We're just, you know what I mean. And I talk to girls like this every day,
yeah.
because if you meet one in a group, if you start communicating with one, the other ones see that, oh my gosh, this person cares, and they reach out. They DM
Right,
me.
right.
I saw you
Wow.
in the group, or I usually go in several times a week and drop a thing that says, "How can I pray for you today?" And that's how I'm meeting women who are just every walk of life. You will not like. So these are things. So you can connect with me like through social media. Go to Instagram. That's probably still going to be up for a little while under the Caige Phoenix. Go to the link in my bio and connect with me, or send me a DM and connect with me if there's, even if you have other resources that can help. You know what I mean? Anyway, like
Tara,
That.
you need to really be talking. I'm just feeling this in my spirit because I know Tara. I know you in another state, but I think
Mm-hmm.
y'all
Tara's in what, Mississippi?
y'all can talk and kind of
Mm-hmm.
collaborate on some things to build it out to other states. This is something that I feel that would, help even with your program. So I think Tara, you may need you and Brandy and Yolande could kind of collaborate and talk to her because I know y'all do a lot of helping in the same aspect of what she's doing. So I believe this would be something
Yeah.
great for y'all to do. Maybe you can kind of go on Instagram or DM Caige and maybe y'all can talk a little bit and see where y'all both can come in. So I see you up here. You always doing this. So make it happen, girl. Caige,
Mm-hmm.
I will introduce you to Tara. She's actually a phenomenal woman. She's helping women in her state. Also, in some of the criteria that you're going through, as far as single moms, abusive moms, people that have been through things. So, I think this would be a good collaboration for y'all too.
That
Mm-hmm.
would be wonderful. I would
Yes, that would be
love to
I
meet
think
you.
that would be wonderful. Let's get off.
Yeah.
We gotta get off. I love you. Get
I
off
love you too.
my platform.
Love you, lady.
Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
We love you, girl. Don't go nowhere. We'll be calling you in a minute, Caige. All right, go ahead, Yvonne. We gotta go. Take it out. It's 10:30.
Hey guys, look, you guys already know how it goes. So I'm just gonna make it short, simple, and sweet. It is a beautiful day. God woke us up today. And with
Amen.
that being said, stay blessed, be a blessing. Be a blessing and have a blessed day. Love you guys and look forward to seeing you guys next Saturday.
Bye, y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. Thank y'all for staying on. Thanks y'all for believing it was in the bag. Because we're here to stay. We're going on our 5th year in a couple of months. We got 3 months. We're gonna be in 5 years and we're still smoking, Boken. You
5 years is fine, just like
Yes,
wine.
baby. Prime time, baby. God bless God. We're looking for, oh, yeah, let me say this. For Christmas, we're looking to have you, if I like Chanel, any one of our ex guests, we're looking for people who would like to give us a happy birthday wish. I mean, happy birthday, a Christmas wish.
Christmas
I'm sorry,
wish.
Christmas. A little video, a little some type of spoken on what's going on, what y'all want to give us a gift. Zachary, he said this would be a great way to bring Christmas in by just giving a little video, a little something just for as a gift, and we will place it on what's in the bag. We're gonna place your gift from us, if it's a video gift, whatever. If you want to just send an audio, so everyone can hear y'all, each and every one of our gifts, or anybody that wants to speak and say Merry Christmas. I think it's a great
Mhm.
idea. Just send it on over. We're starting now here in November. Send a little video, just giving us a review or or whatever. I'm just bugging now. I'm ready to get off. I love y'all. See y'all next
Love
Saturday.
you guys.
Love you.